And, and like we talked about, people are always going to dig up your past and try to shame you. But you know what? It's already out there. Go ahead and try to tell me I didn't, something no one knew already, because it's all out there. So,
Changing the topic slightly, what is your opinion on professional women, perhaps doctors, lawyers, surgeons, people with higher education? They're not just models. For a model to go and post pictures, like fine. But what about for professional women? How do they have a balance between showing their sexy selves, their bodies on social media versus being covered up? Like, where do we draw the line? Is it okay for a woman to show, for example, them in a thong on social media? And if so, would that not leave or give the impression to younger women that it's your bodies are more important than your brains? Like, where do we draw that line? Just, can you speak to that briefly?
yeah, I'm actually kind of going through this right now because I'm used to posting in lingerie and in your undies and bikinis. And so now I'm really trying to clean up my page because little kids are watching. They really are. I think it's important, if you're in a bikini and you're at the beach, okay. But if you're in a bikini in your bedroom on your bed, then, how's the environment? And typically, yeah, probably shouldn't be posting in underwear. Obviously, that's just, what are you going to do with that?
Tell me what you think of this. If you are posing in a bikini and you're turning around and you're showing your butt out and you're showing that on your Instagram, would you do the same thing if you had, for example, had 5 friends over at a party, 5 men friends? Would you turn around, pull your pants down in a thong and say, look at me? Would that be normal? I mean, what kind of reaction would you get? And so when women post these photos, pictures, can they be surprised that people would look at them in a sexual way, perhaps get DMs? What would motivate a woman to post these, I call them thirst trap photos, if they're not a model? Like, if you're a model, of course you're going to post these. You're a bikini model. That's how you make a living. But if you're a school teacher or a nurse, like, why would you post that? What is in their thought process? Is it to get sexual validation from men? Were they traumatized as a kid? Like, what do you think about all that? Like, and obviously it's just your opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, there could be some, maybe they're single now and they're needing attention, but also it's hard because social media, you get so much more attention when you post sexual stuff, and it sucks because, especially if you're trying to build a business or you're trying to grow your page and you post like clothed, like totally covered up, it doesn't get no attention. And then your likes go down, your comments go down. So also it's like men, they need to step up and start liking the stuff that, are covered up, because it's making women feel the need to go that route to grow their pages. And they're not really proud of it typically. I mean, some might, but typically they don't want to post that stuff. It's just what gets attention for their page.
Yeah, and so oddly enough, the women are doing these things to get more attention from men, but the attention they're getting is the wrong kind of attention from men. And then they're complaining that they're getting all kinds of horrible kind of guys that are flocking to their pages. And so they want to date perhaps a quality guy that's not into that, but they're sending out signals that that's not what they want. And so where do we draw the line? And is it in fact up to the guy to stop watching them, or is it up to the girl to not do it? I think if you're a woman and you don't want negative attention, you have to take the onus on yourself. You have to be proactive with what you're putting. And if you're putting out there thirst trap photos, you have to expect you're going to be treated this way. Not that that's okay, but you have to know this is going to happen.
At the end of the day, the woman needs to just make that decision. What's best for herself and the kind of people you're going to be attracting. I posted that kind of stuff for years, and not until recently I'm posting a lot better quality stuff. I've lost like 100,000 followers, but they were all scumbags. So I don't give a shit. They were all dirty men, and they were all pissed that I was actually doing something good. They're mad at me for it. So it's fine. Sometimes you just got to clean up and bring in new people, to quality people, because those kind of men following you, it's not going to help you anyway.
And that gets up a great point. I've been criticized myself for some of the posts that I post on Instagram because they said that's not fitness related. But hey, I'm reading a book on something and I post a topic and it's what I'm passionate about. And people, I'm not unfollowing you. I don't like this. And so you're having the same exact thing happen because you're not posting provocative photos. But like, who cares? You have, let's say it's 12, 13 million followers. Let's say you lose 13 million followers and you have 100 followers who are decent people that like you for you. Is that not important than some guy that's only liking you because you're bending over and arching your back? I mean, really, does it matter?
I'm seeing the comments now. It's more positive people commenting, and it's really motivating me because it took a few months of getting rid of the bad people because I was getting crazy hate. I was getting so many mean comments. Just I had people threaten my life over it. It's just crazy. I had to block probably 50 people a day because it was so insane. But now there's a lot more positive people coming through saying really nice things. And so you do see the difference of quality followers this way.
Can you speak to this? Having done a cover of Penthouse magazine, I believe you've been on OnlyFans in the past, of which you decided to stop. Do you think, or do you see a change in the messages that people are getting you? And I'm being particular in the DMs. Previously, would people write you and be gross? Like, are there dirty old guys writing you saying, I just want to have sex with you, I just this and that? And how did you react to that? Like, how did you handle this over years? Because I can't imagine with your following, how much you must have gotten of this.
I would imagine it might help the DMs clean up, but to be honest, I don't even look. I can't. It's crazy. I probably get like 2,000 DMs a day. Just can't. But most of them are like, dirty comments. And I don't know why men think that's going to get a reaction, but it doesn't. So I don't even look because it's just like gives me negative energy.
And seeing as you've switched from basically, having done OnlyFans, posting provocative photos, and it seems like there's a paradigm shift in thinking that occurred. Was there a moment that you remember that you said, not today? I'm going to change. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a role model for my kid. I want to be a role model for other women. What was the light bulb moment, or was there one, or was it a slow transition? Did you read books that like just enlighten you? Can you speak to that? What brought you to have this change in mindset?
Well, I've been feeling shameful about it for many years, and I've never truly enjoyed it. I just did it for the money, got through, cancer journey and all that, paid the bill. So it's been kind of like a slow process of feeling that way. It wasn't until I think November, I started joining coaching groups that motivational speakers talk. And I started talking to them about my story and my past. And they were like, hey, you deserve better than what you're doing now. You're more capable. So it just took really just one person saying like, what are you doing? Like, you deserve so much more. You should be doing bigger things with your life. And that's when I was like, yeah, I really should be. And also I'm a mom now. I have an almost 2-year-old son, and that's been in my head for the last couple of years. Like, I want to do better. I want to be a better example. I want to be a mom he's proud of. So now I just got a lot of cleaning up to do. But at the end of the day, it's for him and for myself.
Throughout your life, I know that you had spoken about this, that you had a lot of decisions that you made that were not perhaps the best decisions. Yeah. And you said you ignored that thought. And I'd attended a Jordan Peterson seminar, which he spoke about. We all have an inner voice, and we either listen to it or we ignore it. And everything you do in life, every choice you make, whether it's drinking alcohol or using recreational drugs or perhaps being promiscuous, anything, it's a thought in your mind. Should I do this or should I not? And sometimes you ignore that or not. And you'd said previously, you basically just ignored that. You felt uncomfortable, and it led to so many different things. And more recently, did you just say, I'm going to start listening to my inner conscience and do what it tells me to do?
Exactly. I've been, you always get that gut feeling when you're on the wrong path or making a bad decision. And every time I made a bad decision in life, like, I felt it. But for some reason, I just kept going on with the decision making. And it never ended up well. So now I'm truly trying to really listen to my body. Your body will tell you when you're making a bad decision or you're not on the right path in life, you just feel it. So changing my path these days, it feels really peaceful. Yeah, the money is definitely not good anymore, but it's okay. I trust the process, trust the universe, and I feel a lot more at peace.
What motivated you to come out and speak about your past? You said you hadn't done this previously with the butt implants and the dangers and all these things. What made you say, today's the day, I want to speak about it. I want to make a difference?
Yeah, because I want to help people. And that's the whole point of this. I figured, I've been through so much shit in my life. And if you're not sharing it, then what good is it? How can you turn your past into good? And so I feel like talking about it, sharing my stories, I can hopefully help others in some sort of way. And that's why I just want to come clean with everything.
And has coming out, has it been a relief? Has it changed your mindset? Is it what you expected? Were there any surprises? Is it exactly what you thought it would be? Do you have any regrets?
No regrets. I only regret is not doing it sooner, probably. Because when you hold everything inside and you have all these secrets like skeletons in your closet, it feels horrible. So in a way, you feel free just letting it all out. Nothing to hide. Here you go, world.
I'm absolutely believe that being honest and open, it makes life so much easier. When you're trying to hide things, it's just not fun.
And like we talked about, people are always going to dig up your past and try to shame you. But you know what? It's already out there. Go ahead and try to tell me I didn't something no one knew already, because it's all out there. So,
and speaking of your past, how do you feel your past experiences have shaped who you are right now today? Like, I'm talking everything, your childhood, what you've done in the past. How has it affected you now?
Well, I've definitely had to do some inner child work, which I think everyone should do. Because when you're not healing your childhood, whatever problems, traumas you had, it drags into adulthood. I found self-love. I'm finding my self-worth these days. You can turn your pain into power is what it is. So learning to turn into trauma into power and teaching others, that's a really big empowering of all of it.
Are there any specific books in particular that you've read that you'd like to share that maybe made a difference in your life? For me personally, Attached was probably the number one book out of all of them. It was just like a light bulb moment of what had been happening throughout my life. And so I would highly recommend people read that book. But is there one that stands out in your mind?
Yeah, I read The Attachment Style too. That's really good. I read so many books. I don't even know the names of all of them, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like that. I forget them all the time. I'm like, I got all these books. I'm like, it's just not on my head.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many, but I think it's very important for everyone to be reading and learning all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. Have you faced any challenges or judgments because of your past, and how have you dealt with them? You must have.
And yeah, there's probably a comment or two every single day trying to shame me.
Only one or two? Well, I get way more than that.
One that I see.
Okay, got it.
I'm sure there's probably way more. But yeah, I got thick skin at this point, and being on Instagram and social media for so long, you really do develop thick skin. And if you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be doing it, because you'll get so depressed.
So a lot of people talk to me and say, I don't know how you deal with it. Like all the haters, the comments. No, I don't know how you do it. Like, how do you do it? Like for me, I listen to all the good. It's 95 to 99% good. I listen to that. I suck that in. And the hate comments, it's just like, okay, it's there, but I have such a bank full of positive comments. I think of it as like, I got a bank account and I'm a millionaire. I got so many nice things that people are saying. And so if I get some hate, maybe it's only 90% full, but the tank is still flowing. Do you feel the same way? How do you overcome these negative people?
You just got to really put a spotlight on the positive. And I feel sorry for the negative people, because they're not happy. If they're commenting just horrible things, I feel really bad for them. I'll usually comment back and say, I'll pray for you, or, something nice. Because if you say something nice to them, that kind of shuts them up. I've had a lot of apologies actually. If you just reply nicely, they'll come back and say, "Hey, I'm sorry." You
That's
know?
a great point. I'm
Yeah.
kind of the opposite. I like to pin their comment and say, everyone, watch what this person said about me, just to show the world that I don't care. They write something negative and they think they're really hurting me, and I'll pin it to the top. Hey, everyone, I want you to read this comment. It doesn't bother me. And so if you think it's hurting me, like, try something else.
They definitely will comment mean things because they want the attention. You know what I mean? Like they'll do it on purpose sometimes.
Now, do you have a close circle of friends that you can like really open up to and share with? What I know they ask most men, and it's gotten worse. How many friends do you have that you can share and open up to? And the average answer is zero. Most men have none. I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
same for women, but in your own personal experience, do you have a close circle of friends you can talk to about like all the problems? And if so, how has that made a difference in your life?
It wasn't until the last maybe 5 years where I made that effort to really open up because you got to make the effort. And then all the times when I was making bad decisions, I kept it all to myself and I didn't communicate with anyone. So I was alone making horrible decisions. So I really think it's super important to have people around you that you can talk to and be completely honest. Even if it's just one or two friends, it's important. I probably have at least a good handful of really quality friends that I can reach out to and talk. And I do. I take advantage of it because it's needed.